Morningtide is one of the most peculiar sets in Magic's history. A lot of design choices made in this set were not duplicated or repeated anywhere else since. Let's bring these weird commanders to life, and if you enjoy this series and want more, make sure to hit the like button down below. His name is Steven, he's great. Maralen of the Mornsong is one of anything and 2 black for a 2/3 legendary creature elf wizard. Players can draw cards. At the beginning of each player's draw step, that player loses 3 life, searches their library for a card, puts it into their hand, then shuffles. Truly one of the most unique commanders in all of Magic, Maralen presents herself as a prison card right off the bat with the oppressive and universal no drawing at all for anyone ever. However, she immediately follows that up by giving everyone every single card they want, one at a time for the measly cost of 3 life. To fully utilize the power and influence that Maralen wields, she either has to be included in a specific kind of deck, or she needs a deck built around her. Unfortunately, neither of those things happen very often, and that's a travesty. I'm going to show you why Maralen can be fun for you and absolutely miserable for your opponents. They won't know what hit them until it's way too late. Maralen's power is in her tutoring ability, so the deck needs to take full advantage of that, which means using degenerative combos. With unprecedented access to everything you need, assembling all the pieces to make everyone suffer won't take very long. Let's start with nauseum. This infamous instant doesn't draw you cards, you reveal them and put them into your hand, getting around Maralen's draw cancelling effect. The goal here is to draw your entire deck, or really however many cards are necessary to demolish everyone around you. Then you're going to want Sickening Dreams. A classic combo. Nauseum brings your entire library into your hand, and then Sickening Dreams discards it away to deal 50 or 60 or 70 or even more damage to everyone and everything in the game. Is there someone preventing damage? No problem. Never-ending Torment is the non-damage way to savagely annihilate the play group. You still need to nauseum your library into your hand and make sure to use the land drop that turn for something like Reliquary Tower, but then you can Torment every single turn, effectively removing a player from the game completely until no one is left. These combos are explosive and volatile, so the rest of the deck exists to slow your opponents down and insulate your combos from external issues and also from, well, you killing yourself. With Sickening Dreams, you want to make sure you don't kill yourself in the process. Glacial Chasm and Dark Sphere are cheeky ways to mitigate the dream's damage against only you. If you're worried about counter spells against any piece of your combo, tutoring for Beseiju before you go off is a nice piece of insurance. Maralen often isn't enough to get all the pieces together in a timely manner, so you'll want the usual suspects like Demonic Tutor, Diabolic, Grim, Profane, Wishclaw, Talisman. You can even play Scheming Symmetry to make an alliance with someone. You're already letting everyone tutor, what's one more, am I right? After that, you want Disruption to make things take longer for your opponents or simply punish them for existing. Dark Deal is particularly nasty with Maralen out. Opposition Agent lets you hijack every single player's Maralen trigger, then get control of those cards. That's hilarious. Great way to get Stranglehold out of the red player's library. Then Obnixilis Unshackled smacks each opponent for 10 life every one of their upkeeps, in addition to the 3 they have to pay to Maralen. 13 life to start each turn. That is not pretty. There are honestly bunches and bunches of cards to include in a Maralen build as long as you're building it around her ridiculous combo potential and degenerative abilities. It really depends on your playgroup, but whatever you do decide to include, make sure that every card either slows your opponent's game plan or speeds up yours. Maralen is a double-edged sword with lit dynamite duct taped to it and then shot out of a cannon. Someone's getting hurt, it might be you, might not, but it'll be someone. Rhys the Exiled is 2 of anything and 1 green for a 3/2 legendary creature elf warrior. Whenever Rhys attacks, you gain 1 life for each elf you control. You can also pay 1 black and sacrifice an elf to regenerate Rhys. Of course, the most important part about this version of Rhys is that his color identity is black-green, resilient with that repeatable regeneration ability, allowing you to dodge repeated command attacks nonsense. There isn't a whole lot else going on with Rhys, which is why he isn't all that common as a commander. As a matter of fact, he isn't all that common at all when you add his color identity into the mix, rarely with a commander deck of his own. When he is played, it's usually in Lathril Blade of the Elves, one of the only decks that can justify Rhys's inclusion. However, we're not here today to make excuses. We're here to talk about Rhys the Exile and how you can make a kick-butt commander deck around him that'll both surprise and embarrass your friends. What makes Rhys special is that first ability. Whenever he attacks, you gain 1 life for each elf you control. You don't need to deal combat damage, you don't even have to get to the blocking or damage phase of the turn. As soon as he attacks, that triggers and you gain a bunch of life. So when making this elf deck, leaning into that life gain ability is the only way to separate this strategy from the normal dirtle elf ball nonsense. Now to do this, we may have to get a little creative, treat this almost like a combo, which means venturing outside elves to fully take advantage of the color identity we're working with. An unholy alliance, as it were. Defiant Blood Lord, Sanguine Bond, and Veto Thorn of the Dust Rose can effectively end games on the spot combined with Rhys's ability. Add in the activated ability on Veto itself, and you've got a real powerhouse of life gain turned into life loss, and it isn't like elves don't come with a natural support for this type of all-in strategy. Dwynen, Guiltleif, Dean, and Well-Wisher both gain a ton of life based on the number of elves you control, and combined with the aforementioned black nonsense can end games out of nowhere. Massing elves through normal means like Imperious Perfect, Elvish Promenade, Hunting Triad, Sylvan Offering, I could go on forever about the plethora plethora of cards that mass elves, but I think you get the point. There don't need to be a million bells and whistles to make Rhys the Exile a viable commander. There just needs to be a little synergy with that powerful trigger, and thanks to being in black, tutoring for the pieces you need couldn't be easier. You can run normal tutors to get the game-winning black cards you need, and then elf tutors like Elvish Harbinger to grab your life-gaining elves. It's a solid 1-2 punch that most players will not see coming, because basically no one plays Rhys the Exile as a commander. Great way to enjoy a popular tribe with a little added twist. Vendilion Clique is one of anything in 2 blue for a 3/1 legendary creature fairy wizard with flash and flying. When it enters the battlefield, look at target player's hand. You may choose a non-land card from it. If you do, that player reveals the chosen card, puts it on the bottom of their library, then draws a card. If there is one thing I know to be true, it is that Vendilion Clique is not a popular casual commander card. It used to be a spike powerhouse and was popular in competitive and cutthroat formats, including CEDH some time ago, but casual commander isn't exactly the type of format the Clique was designed for. The ability is powerful as a strong piece of disruption against one player, but on the surface it lacks the kind of board impact often needed by commanders. I won't lie, figuring out a way to highlight this commander was difficult at first, but once you decide to rip out your own heart and set your soul on fire, it was quite easy to build. I hope you're ready for a control deck so degenerative that you'll probably hate yourself for building it. As opposed to some other mono-blue control commander decks, Vendilion Clique functions a bit faster and lower to the ground, ironically. Think of yourself as an aggro control Spellslinger when you play this deck. You want to get your cheap flyers out early, preferably with added value on them. Think Brazen Borrower, the Clique itself, Spellstutter Sprite, Hypnotic Sprite, cheap evasive creatures that are helpful in other ways than just hitting your opponent. Your goal is to stick a useful equipment on them early game and get some hits in. Tribute Mage, Trinket Mage, and Trophy Mage can grab you a toolbox of useful artifacts from heavy hitters like Runechanter's Pike, Jite, and any of the swords, all the way to Soul Ring, Felwar Stone, Mind Stone, small creatures with strong utility. You want to establish an early board presence and force answers from your opponents. To keep with this theme, we're focusing on low mana cost disruption and protection, anything to buy time for our little creatures to jam in and gain card advantage. Look for cheap counters and unsummon effects. Remand replaces itself and is a cheap counter. Negate's fine, counterspell is great itself because we're mono blue. Mornsong is perfect for a deck like this, almost couldn't be cheaper, and you really don't care too much about that tutu, especially when your creatures are equipped. Using annoyances like Cyclonic Rift, Reality Shift, Imprison in the Moon, and Pongify assist in protecting your little ones from hostile forces. Modal spells like Archmage's Charm, Cryptic Command, and Mystic Confluence, while relatively expensive compared to the rest of the deck, support the theme of flexible value we're working with. The entire deck has to be quick on its feet, ready to answer any number of weird issues that show up. Now, a lot of this is targeted, proactive control, while counterspells help to strengthen our defense, but to really bring it home, especially if our opponents use a lot of their resources early game to deal with our quick board position, it's our job to get nasty. Evacuation, Overloaded Rift, Engulf the Shore, return all of it, then be oppressive. Back to basics, Gravitational Shift, Dissipation Field, be the worst human to ever exist and cast Sunder. Most likely your deck will recover faster than most. That's the beauty of the low mana cost aggro control deck. You recover so quickly. Honestly, you can fill the rest of the deck with your favorite control cards, but a word of advice, keep the majority of the cards cheap. See Isochron Scepter? You want to be able to put most of the instant spells in your deck right on that staff. Be lean and be ruthless. You won't be well liked, you definitely won't be invited back, but you'll get to play aggro control in a way that most other mono blue commander decks can never even dream of. Between Maralen, Rhys, and Vendilion Clique, I'd say Morningtide is a bonker set for legendary creatures and commander. It's just nuts. Now let me know which sets you'd like to see showcased next, and I'll get right on it. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.